Welcome to Personal Bankruptcy Canada, a place where we discuss financial solutions for Canadians. I'm Mark Stevens, and today I'm joined by Andrew Basilewski. Andrew is a full-time resident trustee in bankruptcy with Bromwich and Smith at their Edmonton, Alberta office, and he's a member trustee of Personal Bankruptcy Canada. Today, we are talking about consumer proposals. It's nice to have you with us, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
So first, what is a consumer proposal?
I view consumer proposal as a contract between the debtor and the creditors, where the debtor can settle their debts with their creditors, but it has to be done through a proposal administrator like Bromwich and Smith. Bromwich and Smith will assist the debtor to present the proposal to creditors, and the creditors actually have time to file claims and vote for the acceptance or rejection of this proposal. So if it's accepted, then it's a go-ahead, and the debtor just has to comply with their proposal terms in order to get their discharge. So it kind of provides a structured process where, which is done under the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act, where the debtor gets to settle their debts with the creditors. It doesn't have to be 100% settlement. It can be anywhere in the range of 20 to 30% generally, but must be better than what the creditors will get in the bankruptcy.
Okay, so what is the criteria to qualify for a consumer proposal?
So the basic criteria, it's important criteria, you can't make a consumer proposal if you have more than $250,000 in debt. Now that excludes the mortgage on your principal residence. Any other debt is included, even if it's a secured debt. So for example, if you have a truck and you finance it through a dealership, that still comes into equation, even though that the secured creditors actually do not participate in the proposal. And of course, you have to be a consumer. Second criteria, you have to be a consumer debtor. You can't be a business to do a consumer proposal.
Okay. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of a consumer proposal?
Well, the main advantage of the consumer proposal is you actually have an opportunity to avoid bankruptcy. It's very good if a person been bankrupt before for them to consider a consumer proposal, because second-time bankruptcy stays in the credit report for 14 years. You basically the main benefit is that you're avoiding the bankruptcy now, and sometimes payments are even lower. Yes, granted, they're made over a longer period of time, but they are smaller. Yet it provides a higher recovery to creditors, and creditors usually would support that type of a proposal.
All right. How do you file a consumer proposal?
So in order to file a consumer proposal, again, you have to meet with a licensed trustee in bankruptcy. Now, trustee in bankruptcy sounds scary, but we also act as proposal administrators. Generally, trustees license grant you that right to do it, and only trustee in bankruptcy can do a consumer proposal, or can file a consumer proposal with the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy and administer those. So you have to come and see a licensed trustee in bankruptcy to do that. The trustee in bankruptcy would go through your options with you and would recommend the proposal, and actually in the end result, it's actually the debtor's choice whether they will pick a proposal or they'll pick a bankruptcy. Now, to file a proposal, you have to provide your information to the trustees, all financial information, so we can properly consider it and provide proper options.
Okay, and what happens then?
After the consumer proposal is filed, basically the stay of proceedings kicks in. It's the same thing as in the bankruptcy. So stay of proceedings, what it means is that the creditors actually cannot pursue. So all the calls have to stop. You're legally protected under the bankruptcy by the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act. And creditors have 45 days to file their claims. So once that 45 days expires, the trustee will, sorry, I should have referred to as proposal administrator, will actually tally the votes, and we need at least 50% of the creditors to vote, of proven creditors, actually the creditors that file the claims, in favor of the proposal. Now, as I say to people that I see, is there is a weird rule. If there is more than 25% of creditors vote against the proposal, then we have to call a meeting of creditors. Now, one may say, well, what about the situation where you have 60% of creditors voting in favor and 40% voting against the proposal? The proposal is accepted, right? Well, that's true, but we have to call a meeting of creditors, and the proposal is not accepted until the meeting of creditors happens, provided that nothing changes. So majority still rules, but there is that time delay if there is a meeting of creditors, requirement for the meeting of creditors to be called.
Andrew, this has been great. Thank you so much for being with us today and for the great information on consumer proposals. For more information on consumer proposals or to contact a trustee in your area for help, visit the PBC website, www.personalbankruptcycanada.ca.